Welcome. In this segment, we're going to talk about podcasts. You hear about podcasts all the time, and this video tutorial is going to talk to you about what podcasts are and how you can use them. Let's get started. Podcasts. What is a podcast? A podcast is a digital recording of audio or video that usually consists of regular episodes. You can find podcasts via the internet and can listen to one at a time or subscribe to podcasts so they are automatically downloaded onto your computing or mobile device. So when you're at a site where you see a link to a podcast, you have the option to just listen to one podcast, or you can listen to the entire series of podcasts. Let's talk a little bit more about what podcasting means. Podcasting is personal and on demand. Pod. You can listen to or watch podcasts whenever you wish. Podcasts are typically posted on websites and blogs, and they're typically free. You can look on a website to see if they offer podcasts, or search the internet for the word podcast with the topic that you're looking for. Podcasts are usually denoted with a special icon, and these are several examples of what a podcast icon might look like. So to get started using podcasts, the first thing you would do is, when you're on a website that you often use, you might want to see if there's a link to podcasts, and then you can subscribe to their podcasts, and you can automatically get downloaded on your computer or your mobile device those audio or video series that they have on different topics. The other option is you could just go to the internet and, using your favorite search tool, search for the word podcast and the topic that you're looking for to find podcasts on your topic. Let's look at some examples of websites that you might visit that have podcasts available. This is the NPR website for podcasts. Off the NPR website, there'll be a link for podcasts. So here in their podcast directory, you can go ahead and you can click on the icons that they have for the different podcasts available. This is the CNN podcasts website. Again, on the CNN website, there's a link for their podcasts. CNN is very interesting here. They have podcasts that could be hourly or daily. So when you do subscribe to a podcast, you want to check to see the frequency of that podcast. Is it going to be downloaded to your computer or your mobile device on an hourly basis, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? How often is your podcast going to be broadcast to your computer and saved to your computer or mobile device? Let's take a look at another website. This is the BBC. And again, at the BBC website, there's a link for podcasts. And here they have icons for podcasts here that you would just click on, and you can listen to one podcast or subscribe to the series. And this is PBS. Again, on the PBS website, there'll be a link for podcasts. And these are the icons that they have, and there's actually more than just what's on the screen. So you could subscribe to audio and video podcasts for PBS. So when I click on that link for podcast, I can listen to one episode, or I could subscribe to the series. So if I have a favorite radio show or a favorite video and I keep missing it, it's something I want to regularly listen to or watch, I would go to that particular website, look for a podcast link, click on it, listen to the one I want to, or have the option to subscribe to all of them. Moving on, once you're interested in a podcast, you would click on that link and you would choose to listen to the one or subscribe. When you choose to subscribe to a series of podcasts, whenever that podcast is broadcast, again, whether it's hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, it will automatically be downloaded to your computer or your mobile device. Now, I've just talked about finding podcasts on websites. So if I go to NPR or PBS, I go and find their podcast link and see what podcasts they have available. There are other ways to find podcasts. And one of the other ways that you can find podcasts is by using iTunes. Now, you don't have to have an iPad or an iPhone to use iTunes. Anyone can use iTunes. So the Apple iTunes software, you would go and download it from their website. And once you have the iTunes software, you can use it to find podcasts. So I'm going to bring up a screen right now that shows the iTunes website, the iTunes software. And they have a link right at the top for podcasts. Let's zoom in here. Right over here, you'll see that there's a link for podcasts, and they have different kind of podcasts that you can access here: audio, video, tutorials, and then they have all categories. So under all categories, you can see all of the different categories available for podcasts. It's amazing. You have arts, business, comedy, education, games and hobbies, government. You can find a podcast on any topic. So going to iTunes, and again, you don't have to be an Apple user to use iTunes. You just go to Apple and you download the iTunes software. You can go to iTunes and you can use that to find podcasts. And it's great because they have it all organized here for you. So you can look up by category. You can see what's trending right now for podcasts, what's popular. And from within the iTunes software, you can manage your podcasts. So I can pick and choose which ones I want to listen to, and it will automatically filter and download all those podcasts to my iTunes software, so it's all in one place. So I'm not going to different websites. I have them all in one place. You have an option. You can go to different websites and pick and choose that way, or you could go to a podcast manager, such as iTunes software. Let's take another look at iTunes. Here are some of the featured providers that they have on iTunes. So a lot of the big names are here. Again, BBC, CNN, ESPN, a lot of news-related podcasts here. And there are more than these. This, for example, is the ESPN Podcast Center. And again, this is through iTunes. You can see the Apple at the top. So through the iTunes software, I chose to look at the ESPN podcast. I could click on the icons here and choose which podcasts I want to subscribe to, and it will save it to my iTunes software. And then each time my podcasts are updated, again, it could be hourly, daily, weekly, iTunes will automatically download that podcast for me. And whenever I have the time, I can go to iTunes and I can listen to my podcasts, whether they're audio or they're video, I could watch them. So again, podcasts let you find your own time to listen to or watch things that you miss when they're being played live. Let's take a look at another podcast website. This is TED Talks, and again, this is through the iTunes software. And again, I went to iTunes software, I clicked on podcast, I found the TED Talks podcast. I would click on the TED Talks I want to subscribe to, and it will automatically download them for me when they're updated. This is a view of the podcast I've chosen for my iTunes. So under my podcast, you'll see I have 4 different podcasts that iTunes will update for me. And so you can see as we move through the PowerPoint, there's the icons for my podcasts. Again, this is through iTunes software. And when I click on the icon for my podcast, it gives out a list of all of the episodes. Remember, podcasts are usually audio or video series. They're usually episodic in nature, so there's usually more than one. So for example, for TED Talks, this list is listing out every TED Talk that's been downloaded to my iTunes, and I can pick and choose which ones I want to listen to or watch, and I can do it on my time. That's the great thing about podcasts. It's on your time. And here again is another close-up of iTunes and how it looks. Again, when you click on your icon for your podcast, you'll get a list of all the available podcasts available for that series. So to summarize for podcasts, you might want to try a podcast as a way of keeping up with audio or video that you regularly listen to or watch on your computer or mobile device. Maybe there's things that you like to listen to on a regular basis, but just the timing isn't working out, you can't listen to them live. So you need to find a way to record them, so to speak, and that's what podcasts do. They're a recording of audio and video. So again, try out an audio or a video podcast, again, of something that you usually listen to or watch. And again, to find podcasts, you can search the internet for the word podcast and the topic that you're interested in, or on a website that you regularly visit, maybe NPR, maybe PBS, maybe ESPN, look for the link for podcast. And if you really need to, maybe you've got a lot of podcasts going on, you want to organize them, try using a podcast manager such as iTunes. Again, you would go and download the iTunes software, you would choose podcast, and then you would Go through the podcast options to find the podcast you want to subscribe to. It keeps them right in your podcast category list there, and you click on them when you want to, when you have the time to listen to them. Another neat thing about the Podcast Manager iTunes, you can also use that to unsubscribe to podcasts. Maybe you've changed your mind about a series, your interests have changed. You can use the iTunes Podcast Manager to manage your podcasts, to delete the ones that you don't want to listen to anymore. That's all for now. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.